some simple ways that you can track your progress while you are at home. So thanks for joining in on the replay, and I appreciate you guys coming in. HAPS is a multi-streaming platform, so I am also connected to other platforms. If I see your comments now, I will comment. If I don't see them until later, then I will comment later. And please feel free to leave comments on the replay, or of course ask questions or comments right here on the live video. Now, I'm going to be showing you some examples of what you can do, but guys, it's the end of January. I know most people did not want to step on the scale. They didn't want to track any kind of progress or results in January because most of us were not in the mindset at the 1st of January. But I'm challenging you for February to do some of these things and pick out the ones that are going to work for you, and make sure that you are headed in the right direction, because what gets monitored and measured helps you to get the results. Okay, so you've got to start monitoring and kind of knowing where you are. It's like stepping on the scale and knowing if the scale is shifting. We have to take that step and actually get on the scale to know if it's changing. And so many people are, and I can understand, not super excited about tracking their progress or doing the things that I'm going to mention, but hopefully you'll find something that will work for you, and it will be really, really simple. So let's get this going. I'm going to be showing some more examples on, of course, like the body measurements and kind of how you can do some more detailed things before the 1st of the month. But I wanted to give you some action steps that you can take now and start looking around your house, figuring out what you have, and seeing what might work for you right away. So one way, of course, that we can track our progress is by stepping on the scale. So making sure that by the 1st of the month that you step up on that scale. I know you've been, kind of putting off and procrastinating, not wanting to do that, but let's do it, okay? Don't let that be the only thing, though, because sometimes people let the scale be the only thing or way that they are tracking their progress, and then they really let the numbers that are not shifting the way they want them to, or not shifting fast enough, or what have you, really throw them off track. So using the scale is good, but I'm going to show you some more practical things that you can do if you are not comfortable stepping up on the scale. All right, because I know you're out there. Hey, Peter from Seattle, thanks so much for jumping in. We are talking about simple ways at home that you can track your progress, guys, and we're talking about your weight. All right, most people are really getting a little more enthusiastic right now with the 1st of February coming up to get on the wagon, get on that nutrition plan, or get on that workout plan, or commit to a healthier lifestyle. Maybe you weren't ready in January. Maybe you started in January and what you're doing is not currently working, and you need to kind of reevaluate. Or maybe it is working and you want to keep moving forward and making sure you're getting that progress. So the first thing is a scale. So the scale is one way. And like I said, I encourage you to pick at least a couple of these, especially if one of them is a scale, because the scale might lie to you. There's a lot of reasons that the scale may not be shifting. And so, but you might be seeing some other changes in your body. For instance, you might be seeing some changes in your waist size. So one thing I encourage you to do is try to take measurements. And now I don't have my measuring tape. Where'd it go? Well, measurements, okay? And I wasn't going to take the measure. Here it is. I was just going to show you a measuring tape, okay? This is another thing that when I pull this out, most people, they don't even want to see the numbers. They're like, I don't even want to know. Or if I try to get them to do it at home, they don't even want to see what their numbers are. So I recommend this, but if that's just like too much for you, then one thing you can do is you can get a string or a piece of rope or something like that, and you can wrap it around like your waist, right at the navel. You can wrap it around right at the fullest portion of your abdominal. You want to make sure you're getting the same spot every time. And I will come on later on, hopefully right before the first of the month, and show these. But you can take that string and you can put it around your waist, and then you can, mark off, okay, this is where it meets. Okay, this is how big my waist is. And then just put even a mark across it. You don't even need to know the numbers. You don't even need to know the numbers. But what you do know is that when you go back to remeasure throughout the month, is the tape or the string, are you having to make it longer, or are you able to make it shorter because your waist is shrinking? So that's just one way to track. You don't even have to write the number down, but you do have to put a mark on that string or something like that. So that's one thing to think about if the measuring tape and the numbers on the scale actually, throw you off, because it does for a lot of people. Now, another thing that I encourage you to do is I encourage you to go to your closet, and I pulled out a few things. So let's see what I got here, and get a few items. Okay. One would be like a pair of jeans. Okay. So get a pair of jeans. Now, these are stretchy. See this? These are stretchy. So this would not be a good example of what to try on. They're too stretchy, so I'm not going to be able to really tell. I might be able to tell, oh, they fit a little bit tighter, but what you really want is you want some kind of pants or jeans that, of course, button. Okay, the button is a big deal, guys. First of all, will they button? And then making sure they're not stretchy. Okay, these are not stretchy. These are not forgiving. Sometimes I can't even get these on. It just depends. Some years they're easier to get on than others, because I've had these for a while, and I'm sure you're the same way. You go from season to season and you put the clothes back on, and if your weight has shifted even a little bit, they might feel a little bit tighter. So a lot of people have not been dressing up as much or going to work or whatever, and we're sitting around in our stretchy pants and our yoga pants and that kind of thing. And so we're not aware that our waistline is getting bigger. So this would be an example of what not to do, okay? So you don't want to try these on, because see how much they stretch in the waist? So, I could be like this or like this, and then they would still fit. And unfortunately, a lot of clothes out there these days have spandex, and they're stretchy and they're comfy, and the leggings are really in, and that's about all I wear. So, along with the workout pants. So, sometimes when I go and put these other jeans or pants on, it's the same thing. I'm like, wow, these are fitting a little bit too tight. So that's another thing to watch out for. Make sure that not everything that you're wearing all the time is stretchy. If you are, then it's going to be harder for you to know really if you are gaining weight, or actually how much that you might be gaining. So think about that. And let's look at a shirt. Okay, same thing with this shirt. Try on some of your shirts. Make sure that they have to button, guys. Gentlemen, think about your dress shirts that maybe you haven't worn in a while. Are they going to button around the midsection? Okay, so we can sometimes tell when we put on our clothes if we're gaining weight or not. And then when you do put on your shirts, are they fitting correctly, or this one's kind of stretchy, so it's a little bit cheap, but is it pulling apart at the buttons, So that doesn't look good. You want for your clothes to fit right, and you don't want them to be where you can see that the buttons are being pulled on and they're pulling apart, and it looks like the button's going to pop off, and you're going to meet somebody, and then you lose the button as soon as you sit down, and that's no fun. Okay. Another thing that you can look at are belts. Okay. When is the last time that you wore a belt? If you were getting dressed up to go to work every day in a suit, You may not have put on some of your favorite belts in a while. Same thing for you ladies, but look at the belt notches. You know, look and see how did the belt fit? Does it still fit in that same place? I know for myself, I mean, there's tons of like summer clothes I didn't even wear, spring clothes I didn't even wear, winter clothes I haven't even worn, just because not going as many places or doing some of the same things that I was doing before. But we want to make sure that our clothes still fit, okay? Because that's one way that you can really track how you're doing, even if you are not getting on the scale. So, and be aware that if you're working out and you're gaining some muscle, you might be gaining some lean muscle that's going to show up kind of as more weight on the scale. And realize that fat tissue just takes up more space. So if you're gaining some more body fat, even though you're working out, it may just be that you are, gaining in size and you're getting wider, even though maybe you're stronger and you've got bigger muscles or your body lean mass is up. But if your body fat is up as well, then you are actually gaining body fat. So just use some of those things. Let me know which ones you think are going to work best for you. Another one is to take a picture. Take a picture. Have somebody take a picture of you, or now that so many people have smartphones, set the timer on your phone, step back away from the phone, get in a good position, take a front picture, take a side picture, make sure you've got a plain background if you can, and put on some fitted clothes and just really get a good picture of yourself as a starting picture so that you can look side by side at another picture, not till the end of the month, preferably. The picture is good for the end of the month. Some of the other measurements are good throughout the month, weekly, or maybe a few times a week with the scale. If you are weighing several times a week, you do want to take an average of the numbers for the week because the weight can fluctuate. And I can tell you more about that. We're actually going to be doing a wellness workshop where we will talk about that. So if you want more information, you can let me know, and I will give it to you. Hey, Kevin, thanks for being here from Sacramento. Let me know if you have some questions, because again, I know most people right now are haven't really been in that mindset about losing weight, but it's going to be February, guys, in about 3 days or so. And Monday morning, I think it's February 1st, and that's a perfect time to start because it's a Monday and it's the first of the month. So those were the ideas that I had of ways that you can track your progress, just simple things at home. Like I said, I'll show again real quick, getting some of the clothes. Make sure the clothes are not stretchy, but try on those jeans, guys, that you have to button. Okay, you'll know if they're fitting the way they were last year or the last time you wore them. And get out of some of those stretchy pants and pajamas. Try on some of your fitted shirts that button. Make sure that the buttons fit, that are the shirt fits properly and the buttons aren't pulling like this, like they're going to pop. Okay, so these are some ways to track your progress with how you feel, because most of the time we're gaining weight in here. Okay, it seems like, I mean, yes, we gain in our face, in different places too, but we can really tell when we put on those pants just with the waist, and then also maybe the hips, right, ladies? Trying to fit in those jeans. And then, of course, if you have a measuring tape, I always recommend that. I talked about that at the very beginning, and then I also talked about how you can take a string and actually put it around your waist and mark with the string how much circumference, and then just kind of track that way without having to read the actual number. And then you just mark on the string with a pin, and then you can see next time you measure if it's going up or down. Hey, from Fossum. Okay, California lady, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah. And because so many people, guys, I mean, I have clients, they don't want to take their measurements. So these are some ways that I help them to, or I take their measurements and I write it down and I don't tell them. But right now, if I'm not meeting you in person and I'm doing so much online, I'm helping people come up with other ways that they can track kind of where they are and if they're getting results or not with what they're currently doing, and aside from even stepping on the scale, because I don't want for the scale to be your only way that you're tracking your progress. So that's another good thing. The pictures, of course, and let's see what else. Pictures, scale, measuring tape, the string, any kind of, or any kind of sash or rope or something that you can put around yourself. And the thing that I want to say about the measurements, or if you have a string or whatever, is that you've got to be hitting the same place every time. That's the key. If you're not hitting the same place every time, then you don't know how reliable your measurement is or how accurate it is. So I'll go over measurements later on a live broadcast where I can do several sites. But for most people, if you use a landmark of the navel, that's a good place to start, and then go directly around from there, making sure that the string or rope or measuring tape is snug but not too tight. Okay. Good, Kevin. I'm glad that helped. So let me know if you guys have any last minute questions. I do need to go ahead and jump off, but I wanted to, um, you know, tell you to gather some of these things. Start looking in your closet. Pull out some, try out. And I need to do it too. I need to try on some of these pants just to see where I am and see how they fit. Because some of these things I haven't had on in over a year now because I've been living in different clothes. Haven't been doing all the same things. So I haven't had to have on, the pants that button or that kind of thing. So, hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the appreciation award. I appreciate you and I appreciate everybody in here. So I hope this information was helpful. Find some belts, find a pair of jeans. Don't get the stretchy jeans, ladies. We got to get those good old jeans that fit real tight and see if they button. Maybe it's a pair of khaki pants, guys. I mean, whatever it is you have, look in your closet, find something that how it fit or how it hopefully is going to fit when you try it back on. Maybe you haven't had it on in a while, and see how you do, because we change from season to season. Hey, from St. Petersburg, Yazine, good to see you. We change from season to season as far as sometimes our size will change even just a little bit. Our body, maybe you're up a little bit of muscle or down a little bit of muscle or up a little bit in body fat or down a little bit in body fat. And so we want to make sure that our check where we are right now and see where we're starting, because so many people have not done this for maybe a year, because now in March we're coming up on a year with the coronavirus pandemic where people started working from home, people started gaining weight, we got more relaxed with what we had to wear, right? Dry cleaners across the street from me are out of business. The dry cleaners are out of business because people aren't wearing these suits and pants and stuff that we were wearing to work before. Maybe it's your favorite dress. So go try those things on if you have not, and see how they're fitting now, and hopefully they're fitting the same or better than they were before. Thank you. So let me know again, any last minute comments on HAPS. Again, if you're commenting from another platform, I might not see it yet. But I just want to inspire you guys to set some goals for February, whether it's your weight loss or just improving health and focusing on improving health and doing the things that you need to do that will improve your health. And then, the weight loss can come if you do need to lose weight. Okay, oops. Okay, that turned the comments off. That was interesting. So, okay, guys, I better hop off. It's been 20 minutes now, and I need to go ahead and jump off. But go back and watch the replay if you want to see some of the items I was talking about. And let's stay in touch. Set some goals, guys. Let's track your progress. There's some simple ways you can do this right in your own home. And I will see you later. Take care.